Cubecraft Skyblock is quite an odd game that has a lot of different quirks that most players won't be aware of unless they've been told by other people. So today I'm going to be showing you some of my top tips and tricks that I've used to help me progress in Cubecraft Skyblock. So tip number one is actually how to kill mobs in this game. Now obviously you will know how to kill mobs, it's fairly basic Minecraft knowledge. But in this case, I'm not talking about actually killing mobs to get the loot. I'm talking about killing mobs because certain quests require a certain amount of mobs killed. For example, in this quest right here, which is True Anarchy, obviously it says Swampland, but you can do it anywhere. The objective is to kill a certain amount of slimes, witches, zombies, skeletons, spiders, and cave spiders. Now, I could obviously kill them the conventional way, however, when you're killing zombies, obviously you can buy, say, level 1 spawners and stuff like that, but that's kind of a waste of money because you're only ever going to use them once. So as you can see here, this is a level 35 zombie. If I just punch him off... Now, it will take a little bit of time for him to die, but that's completely fine, and honestly, it's still quicker than killing him by hand. You will see that. There we are. Now we've killed zombies, and that's 7 out of 20. Originally it was 6, and our True Anarchy has gone to 28%, and we can keep on doing this. Again and again, obviously this is probably the easiest way, is just to make a little platform where they can't reach you, and then hit them off. So yeah, that's a nice little tip, and I didn't actually know this until recently, so it's really handy to know, especially for the early game, where you won't have as good weapons, and so you won't be able to do as much damage. Alright, so my next tip is actually, well, this. Obviously, this is a bit overkill, but you can see how massive these farms are. In fact, each one of these individual farm things is 64 blocks long, and there are, I believe, 16 of them, so that's 16 times 64, and the math will be somewhere on the screen now, to show you how many carrots this is. And well, the reason for this is actually because of the golden carrot quest, which I believe is where you have to harvest, I believe it's 60 golden carrots. And this is really difficult because golden carrots are a 1 in 100 drop chance from like harvesting a carrot or whatever. So I'll quickly harvest a couple. And there you are. So you can see I got one golden carrot just then. I didn't actually notice it. However, you can kind of see the sort of rarity, as obviously that was quite a few carrots I just broke. Now this is useful for more than just carrots. You can also use this for potatoes, for example, because I believe there's a quest where you have to get a certain amount of poisonous potatoes. And obviously this is probably a little bit overkill, considering potatoes take, I think it's 6 minutes or something like that to grow, or maybe even 3, I'm not sure. However, carrots take 4 hours to grow each individually, so you really want to have as many carrots as you can, because otherwise it will take you weeks upon weeks to be able to harvest all of these golden carrots. I originally actually started with these 4 plots here, which is 4 by 80, which I believe is 320 carrots in total, and I was only getting about 2 to 3 golden carrots per harvest, which is nothing. That would have been 30 to 20 harvests just to get the 60 golden carrots, which is really slow, and when you consider how long these take to grow, it's basically nothing. So I decided to build this farm, and with this farm I was getting about 10 golden carrots, which still isn't a ton, but it's more than enough, especially because you could just do it over the course of about a week or even a few days, depending on how often you play. And also, if you're doing this for things like potatoes, it will come in more useful later when you have to harvest carrots. So there's the added bonus of doing it like that. Now this is a slightly more well-known one, and for people that haven't unlocked the Nether, unfortunately you won't be able to obtain this. However, Quartz is really easy to get XP from. So if I just mine one of these, you can see I was on 20 levels, that gives me almost an entire level. And as after you get 16 levels, the XP requirement to level up each time, which I hope that makes sense, becomes higher. So now I'm level 29, now I need more XP to get to level 30 than I did to get to level 29. So you can kind of see just how much XP these things give, and if you're lower on levels, it's so nice because you'll get to about level 30 of about like 16 of these things. And for quests, for example, like the one on the Extreme Hills biome, where you have to upgrade iron armor to blast protection 2, as you can see, this is what I'm wearing here. It's really handy because it's such a fast way of getting XP. Now, obviously, this does take a long time to grow, about 3 hours to be exact. However, it's still a lot faster than, say, killing mobs, whatever like that, because you will only get the vanilla amount of XP from it. Whereas with this, as you can see, I'm getting about half a level each time now, which is still pretty good considering the level I'm actually at. Now, another thing from my previous video, which I'll have linked below, is the optimizer. And I just want to mention this again because it is such a useful thing to know about. Now, the optimizer is actually just a solar panel, as you can see here. It's just a solar panel I've got above these couple chests. and you can use it to boost both crop boosts, tree boosts, and generator boosts. So for example, with the crop boosts, I can do level 1 to level 7. With level 7, it's 16 golden carrots, so I can add 1 boost, which is 16 golden carrots. And so you can see there I've lost 16 golden carrots from my inventory. But now all the crops in the area, so say the carrots I just farmed over here, will now be way faster, as I believe it's a 3-hour boost for those 16 carrots. And when you have things like diamond ore, which take 12 hours to regenerate, it can be really handy, especially if you've got like some emeralds or some quartz lying around from a previous quest where you had to mine a certain amount of things. Now, another thing I can't stress enough about how good this is for the late game is a pig/creeper farm. I've actually got both, and you can kind of see there's actually a couple of pigs here that haven't died, and that's because I have like spawners that are above level 1. But you can see these pigs here, they will eventually burn, or they should burn. Yeah, that's right, server lag. But it's such a good thing to have, and obviously I can just come up here. It's quite a simple thing. I actually don't have any arrows on me at the moment. However, you could normally just come up here and just shoot the tough pigs that don't die. And I've got a pit of lava here that's on top of signs, that's on top of slabs. I know it's a lot to take in. That kills the creepers because, like I said, the spawners are above level 1. However, normally you wouldn't have to build it this time. And I should have a tutorial on this in probably a month or so. I've got exams, so my upload schedule is a bit weird at the moment. Now, last but definitely not least is the tree farming technique that I use. Now, while a lot of people might put their saplings all right next to each other, it's super inefficient, and I'll explain why. Because of how trees grow, where they have a certain amount of leaves surrounding the logs, then you only get basically the exact same amount of saplings you got if you start putting them in like a block fashion. Whereas if you spread them out, you'll get more saplings each time you plant the trees.
So then keep on getting more saplings until there's no point because you either finish the tree game quest or you fill up your entire island or wherever you're building them. So you'll just get the same amount of saplings back each time.
But it's such a more efficient way to do the log getting quests, which for the Savannah Island, which is, you can't really see it from here, but the Savannah Island, which is way off in the distance, is 10,000 acacia logs, which is a ton, especially when you consider, I believe they take 2 days to grow each. Now, you can do this with every tree type apart from spruce and jungle, and there's a reason for that, and that's because you can do it with 2x2 spruce trees and 2x2 jungle trees, which means you'll get about a stack of logs each tree, which is way more efficient than you'd get from a bunch of smaller trees. So make sure you don't do it with those two, but the rest of them, just space them out, you'll get more saplings. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I should have a couple more Cubecraft Skyblock videos coming out in the near future, mainly because I've just been really enjoying the game mode recently. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you around in another one. Subscribe.